Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Chris, this is Restoration Rescue, and in today's video, we're gonna be knocking in this camshaft and we're gonna put the timing set. But before that, we have some amazing, exciting news for you guys. We are now an official affiliate of Advanced Auto. Our link is in the description below, so make sure if you're gonna buy some, make sure to click on that link, help us out, and hopefully help you out in the future. In other big news, we have some new things that came in today. So we got new valve covers, as you can see. We have these new, and they're like a matte black with red lettering. This is gonna be part of our color scheme. Also what came in is a brand new timing cover, which is gonna go over this nice new timing set that we're gonna put in. Again, we're gonna go with the red and the matte black. We got a new air cleaner as well. That's gonna be a nice red and black, and that's what's gonna set up this motor to look amazing. So in the next couple weeks, we're gonna paint this thing, but today, let's go ahead and start knocking this cam out. All right, so this is our comp cams, extreme energy hydraulic flat tappet cam. Make sure you guys say that 3 times fast, but you can't. So we're gonna come over here. We're gonna make sure first and foremost, this is the exact cam that came out of this box. We know it is, we trust comp cams, but we also check. If you wanna check, you come back to the back end of the cam, match the number that's on the box to the back of the cam, which this one does. So it's the right one. Especially for this motor. Make sure it matches the motor when you order it. This is gonna give us that mild chop that we're extremely looking for. So the first thing that we need to do before we put this in is we're gonna start lubing up the camshaft. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here, we're gonna lube up the back, we're gonna lube up where the distributor is gonna plug into the camshaft, and then we're gonna lube each lobe, and then we're gonna lube this. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick it up, we're gonna come over to the engine, and we're gonna jab in the first set once it's all lubed up to here. And then we're gonna continue on, and we're gonna lube up this set, move it in, lube up this set, and then lube up this set, and continue to just walk it into this engine. But when we do this, we gotta make sure that we're extremely careful. We don't want any of our lobes catching on any of these bearings, because if it scratches, you get a leak, and your motor's gonna leak. So let's go ahead, start lubing this thing up, and we're gonna throw this in. This stuff is really greasy and really sticky, so what we do recommend is possibly wearing gloves. Other people who do this will also put a bolt in the snout, make it go in a little bit easier. They have somewhere else to hold rather than on it. You don't get as sticky or greasy with all this engine lube and whatnot. You'd also use engine oil for this. But one thing that we did while it's coming in, and we read this a lot and we've seen a lot on other channels, is when you're going in, you're gonna twist it in a little bit so it doesn't get caught up and bind up. If it does really bind up, don't go any further, okay? Because that means something's wrong and something else needs to be done. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here once all this grease is mostly off my hands and the engine lube, is we're gonna come over here, we're gonna talk a little bit about our timing set. So we are not gonna degree our cam. That's usually more for a race application, for really high horsepower. That's not what we're after. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here, we're gonna look at this. We gotta go take this out and put our cam sprocket, our crankshaft sprocket on this crank. So let's go ahead and we're gonna knock that out. All right, so we're gonna start getting ready to time this thing. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do what's called dot to dot. So what you can see here is on the bottom gear and on the top gear up here, there are dots. And what we need to do is when we put this together, we gotta line it up. So the first thing to do when we get to timing is make sure that number 1 cylinder is at top dead center. So remember last week when Sergeant Mickey told us that on a Chevy small block, the driver's side is your 1357. So we gotta come over here, make sure this thing is at top dead center, which top dead center is when the piston is at the top highest portion. So we're gonna come back over here to the crankshaft snout. We're gonna take this apart, we're gonna put this on, and then we're gonna line it up and we're gonna get this chain on. So let's go ahead and knock this out. All right, guys, so this is how cool this thing is gonna look on this engine. We're not gonna install it today. We're gonna wait until next week. We'll set up the gasket and get everything set up before I fall. So we're gonna come over here, but what we're gonna do now is we're gonna install our lifters. We've had them soaking in oil, fresh oil. So what we need to do is we're gonna pick each one of them out, and then we're just gonna push them in each hole right in here, and they should pretty much just slide right in. So let's go ahead and we're gonna knock this out. All right, guys, you can see we have gotten all our lifters in. You see a couple of them are up, but that's because that's where they're supposed to be on the cam lobe. So that is 100% done. When you saw it rotating, a couple of them got stuck up, but that's just because there's no pressure pushing them back down. We have gotten the timing set pretty much all done. We just have to lift those things and cover these bolts. We put thread locker on, so they should be good even if we left those down. So that's gonna be it for that part. So just make sure that you use that link below for all your automotive needs at Advanced Auto. Really help us out, and it's gonna help you out in the future. That's gonna be a wrap for today's video though. Thanks for stopping by on another Saturday. We'll see you guys next Saturday when we throw the heads on this thing. Well, I guess that, shut up.
What was that face?
Extreme energy, hydraulic flat tapping cam. Extreme energy, hydraulic flat tapping cam. Extreme energy, hydraulic flat tapping cam!